From a red Jeep racing through Oklahoma City with something to hide and a teenage driver dodging spike strips like it's a video game to a homicide suspect in a minivan, tearing through suburban chaos and much more, here are the top 10 high-speed police chases ever captured on Dashcam. Some chases begin with a siren. This one began with a silent alert. On May 7th, 2024, just after 1:15 p.m., a license plate reader tagged a vehicle linked to a serious robbery. Whitehall officers locked on, but what looked like a routine stop unraveled fast. By the time the suspects made their next move, it wasn't just one stolen car in play, it was two, and they weren't done driving. From the far lane, a spike strip sailed across the pavement like a final warning. But with tires squealing and the wheel jerking left, the suspect threaded the needle through chaos. Each swerve left the car looking more like a wreck in progress than a getaway vehicle. Officers closed in more than once, making contact that should have ended it right there. But with adrenaline pumping and rear-view mirrors shaking, the suspect pushed forward like the laws of physics were just a suggestion.
Are they agree on all the spikes there?
631 Simon Riverbend.
Eventually, it wasn't the officers or the strategy that ended it. It was nature. A patch of grass, a line of trees, and one very final decision sealed the deal.
Get out, get out.
Both teens were pulled from the vehicle and taken into custody without further resistance. According to records, both had previous run-ins related to stolen vehicles. They're now in juvenile detention facing multiple charges, including felony theft and fleeing. Whatever thrill they were chasing, it came with a very real price tag. When someone with a suspended license decides to test fate, it usually ends in handcuffs. But on December 4th, 2022, the driver of a black vehicle in Little Rock decided to up the ante. Not only did he blow off a traffic stop near a McDonald's, but he also gave officers a front row seat to a one-way ride into regret. Let's just say if this was supposed to be a late-night food run, he took the worst possible detour.
We are at Knighton College, going to go westbound on 9th Street. Westbound on 9th Street College. No traffic. About 45. Continue westbound from 19th College. We're from the recovery speed. Go down about 45 towards 30. 30 frontage, anyone 30, 88, medium traffic. We are going to be taking, we're going to be taking 40 westbound, no traffic speed day. Yes, we're going to be taking 40 westbound, speed about 80, no traffic. Hey, just drive by. We're still 40 westbound, take behind us, we're going to look at Robinson, speed probably about 110, light traffic.
With the chaos finally funneling into a straight stretch, the perfect window appeared. One aggressive tactic, one sudden twist of fate, and everything changed.
Yeah, they're coming over, state's coming over, they're going to take top area. We're going to be third, coming up on the Platte County, taking politics, speed 80. Passing back off the Park Drive, speed 90, light traffic. Where you at? Watch your crossfire.
Both suspects were pulled from the vehicle and checked out by medics before heading to different hospitals. Officers recovered a stolen handgun from the passenger's side, confirmed stolen out of Texas. Owens faces multiple charges, including felony fleeing, while Shepard was booked for possession of the stolen weapon. For a driver hoping to outrun his problems, he forgot one thing you can't dodge: accountability at highway speeds.
Just pitted him out,
It started out as a simple traffic violation on May 7th, 2024, just a Nissan Sentra hogging the left lane on I-40. Trooper Hess flipped on his lights, expecting the usual awkward lane merge and maybe a nervous apology. But instead of pulling over, the driver punched the gas and things went from mild annoyance to full-blown pursuit in seconds.
It's occupied by a black male, it looks like, and a black female. It looks like the black female in the front.
To make things worse, the passenger decided now was the perfect time to start throwing mystery items that definitely weren't candy wrappers out the window.
Across the bridge at 249, 103, 103. Traffic's still light. Okay, either there's something out of the passenger window, and it was a small finish unit as a secondary. .253 is about 87 miles an hour traffic light.
As the chase picked up speed, one unexpected player entered the game. A semi-truck rolled into position not just once, but several times, cutting off the Sentra and boxing it in with the kind of awareness you'd expect from a seasoned patrol unit. If anyone deserved a badge that day, it was the guy hauling freight.
Traffic light, about to come over the Beaver Slow Bridge.
Make sure you go. Go.
Alright, I think this tractor trailer's trying to get him to pull over. We're in the fast lane. I'm not boxing him in. He passed front. The driver just reached down. I'm not getting up there next to him. I'm not risking that. I'd say about the 255, this tractor trailer's in front of him trying to stop him. So we're at about 65 miles an hour. It's very light, just a tractor trailer in front of him. We're at 65 miles an hour. They're just doing some reaching, so I don't want to get up next to him and try to box him in. Alright, he got around the tractor trailer, 256 eastbound and accelerating. About 91 miles an hour, traffic's light.
Things reached a breaking point not long after. With a well-placed spike strip taking the wind out of the Sentra's sprint, one last move was all it took. From the top of an entrance ramp, Trooper Hubbard entered the picture and made sure there would be no round two.
Okay, good spike, good spike. 265. 24, you can go ahead and take primary if you can. Okay, 829, you can come up here and take primary. That's him right there. He should have hit all those spikes. Just pitted him out, pitted him out.
Yeah, I think I needed that pitted out. I don't know exactly where.
Hands! Let me see your hands! Driver!
Thanks to that wild mix of strategy, citizen assist, and trooper tenacity, the chase ended without major injuries. The suspects were quickly taken into custody, and charges are likely to include evading tampering with evidence and endangering the public. Trooper Hubbard's perfectly timed maneuver sealed the deal and gave the internet yet another legendary chase to talk about. One thing's for sure, Arkansas State Police doesn't play games. It started like a scene most cops know well: quiet day, idle patrol car eyes on the road. On October 22, 2022, Officer Hammonds was posted near the Taneytown Police Department when a white Altima slid past his view. A quick tag search confirmed what he suspected: it was hot. Not just stolen, but the very same vehicle that had already slipped through the fingers of another department earlier that day. This time, though, it wasn't going to disappear so easily.
100. We're coming up to 64 at the guy Springdale. See if they'll help us out.
Flying through a busy commercial strip with drivers just trying to get home, the Altima's movements turned every lane into a minefield.
County, they just hit some cars and crashed out. Now they're back on the road. County, we're getting on 49. Getting on 49. We're gonna be headed north on 49. Or correction, south on 49.
10-4, copy, you're on 49. Can you 10-9 direction?
Yeah, but we're gonna be south on 49. We're gonna be coming up to the way station. Guys, if we have any troopers in the area to help you out, speed's 108. Speed's 80. Still northbound.
And we're almost back to San Club.
Our officer tried to end things before more damage was done, but the driver wasn't ready to give up her spotlight just yet. She pushed forward with the kind of desperation that only chaos and chemicals could explain.
County had just dropped a pit, but successful. Coming up to Van Ash.
Eventually, the car's damage caught up with its defiance. The driver was caught with meth, a glass pipe syringes, and even a pellet gun stashed in the glove box. Officer Hammonds had to block the car manually to stop her from continuing the madness. Whatever fantasy she was chasing behind the wheel, it ended in cuffs, broken bumpers, and felony charges. What started as a radio alert from dispatch quickly turned into a high-speed nightmare on Interstate 10. On December 27, 2022, Florida troopers locked onto a white Ford F-150, suspected of being stolen during a violent carjacking out of Hillsborough County. That vehicle wasn't just cruising, it was running hard. Suwannee County officers called for backup, and by the time the truck crossed into Madison County, it had already ignited a full-blown pursuit.
Copy 76 at my 54 with those streets.
Yeah, that's not bad. No, the other one is down. Yeah, that's not bad. No, the other one is down.
At one point, with a local deputy coming up fast, the Ford's pace suddenly dropped. It wasn't much, but it was enough. For the trooper leading the chase, that tiny pause was all the invitation needed to make a move. Once stopped, the suspect was identified as McKenya Crystal Thomas, who declined to cooperate and was taken in for evaluation. After being cleared at the hospital, she was booked into jail and charged with multiple felonies, including reckless driving and fleeing law enforcement. The stolen truck was confirmed to be linked to a violent carjacking. For someone trying to outrun the law, McKenya picked the wrong stretch of highway to gamble on. On April 17, 2022, just as FHP troopers and deputies were combing through the aftermath of a pedestrian crash in Dade City, trouble literally rolled into the scene. The original suspect had vanished, but out of nowhere, another driver made himself the center of attention. It wasn't just reckless, it was surreal. With lights flashing and investigators clearly in sight, a silver pickup roared toward the crash scene like it had nothing to lose. It didn't slow down, didn't steer away, and didn't hesitate to cross the line literally and figuratively. That moment turned an open investigation into an all-out pursuit.
Star chase, successful, search successful.
County Road 788. Speed departs like 70 miles an hour. Transport County Road 70 miles per hour.
Under the cover of darkness, officers pulled one last card and it was a success.
416, I'm working on your location now.
The driver, later identified as Andrew Crumman, was arrested shortly after. He now faces a staggering list of charges, including aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, DUI, reckless driving, fleeing, and eluding false imprisonment, and more. No officers were injured during the takedown, but the moment Crumman aimed his truck at the crash scene, that sealed his fate.
Fire southbound.
Block him in.
It was just past midnight on May 14, 2022, when one officer in Atlanta spotted a Ford F-150 doing everything except staying in its lane. The driver was suspected of DUI and the plan was simple: light him up, pull him over, and run the usual checks. But plans fell apart the second that gas pedal went down. What followed was anything but a simple stop.
My vehicle is not stopping. It is continuing going up towards Curtis. 201
Clear.
tag. Can you get a return on that tag?
The truck bounced through side streets and intersections, barely lifting off the gas pedal. Our officer moved in, ready to shut it down with a classic technique, but the Ford shrugged it off like it was just a speed bump.
Alright, pit was executed. Vehicle still getting northbound now.
There is very light traffic. We're running about 25 miles an hour.
On Briarwood, I'm going to try to find somebody Buford and head toward y'all.
Yeah, we're about to come Buford that way. 201 up Buford, True Valley.
Come on. That's big.
As he carved through one last intersection, the final setup was in place. A hard impact sent the truck into chaos, forcing it into a spot where tires stopped spinning and backups swarmed in.
Block him in.
The driver, whose name wasn't released, was arrested and charged with DUI, reckless driving, fleeing from police, and a whole buffet of traffic violations. Officers say he reached 90 miles per hour, blew through red lights, and even raced through neighborhoods on the wrong side of the road. No one was hurt but the Ford. Let's just say it didn't leave on four wheels. Some rides just aren't worth the keys. It was July 25th, 2022, and traffic over the Arkansas River Bridge was moving like any normal day until one driver decided to flip the script. Behind the wheel of a speeding vehicle clocking over 120 miles per hour, this suspect wasn't just in a hurry, he was running from something. With every car passed and every lane dodged, his choices grew worse. Arkansas State Police Trooper Matthew Walker was the one behind him, and what came next wasn't in anyone's playbook.
We want to learn anything what's going on. You don't know what happened.
As the vehicle approached the fork in the interstate, the driver made a move that looked desperate even on Dashcam. What lay ahead wasn't an open road, it was an unforgiving wall of metal signs and physics.
oil center change?
Yeah, 10-4. It's a rollover.
Start left beam.
Anybody else in the car? Anybody else in the car? Anybody else in the car?
One person.
Let me check on them. They got any guns in there?
Got a driver in there.
In the end, the passenger was ejected but survived with injuries while the driver was pronounced dead at the scene. No charges were filed against the passenger, who insisted he had just been picked up moments before the chase. As tragic as the incident was, viewers couldn't help but notice the calm, almost surgical way Trooper Walker handled the aftermath. Sometimes it's not the crash that defines the moment, it's how the people around it respond.
TBI.
On April 2nd, 2025, a red Jeep with a busted rear bumper rolled through Del City like it had somewhere urgent to be, and plenty of reasons not to stop. Inside were two men, one of them a wanted felon with a history stretching all the way back to a gang-linked shooting in Texas. Officers had eyes on the vehicle, but as soon as they tried to make contact, the Jeep hit the gas. That's when this quiet day turned into a dangerous game of cat and mouse on the freeway.
I believe so. We're going to be getting westbound from Sunny Lane. We are getting on I-40, attempted TVI, just on the on-ramp, westbound I-40. Traffic is light, speeds are about 75 miles an hour. We're going to have good felony charges on the driver and passenger. In the middle lane right now, coming to the outside lane. Traffic's coming to moderate. Speeds are approximately 80 miles an hour.
742 is clear, managing both of mine with clean films.
Yeah, clear on that. Coming to the outside lane, approaching I-35 northbound. I'll let you know what to do. Air 1. Can we get Air 1 up by chance as well? Approaching the middle lane, trying to decide which one of I-40 or I-35. Looks like we're going to take I-40, or set up to go on I-40.
Star dog as well.
It's occupied 2 times. The tag again is Queen Henry Baker 349. It's going to be like a reddish Jeep. It's also going to have the back and bumper missing now. Speeds are about 60 miles an hour. We're in moderate traffic.
Somewhere between two exits on westbound I-40, officers spotted a flick from the passenger side window. What came out looked harmless at first until they realized one of those pieces matched the kind of thing that shouldn't be thrown casually out of a moving car.
It's been updated.
Throwing, it looks like baggies out the window just before I-40 westbound, as somebody can patrol officer can try to help us out. That was like a black baggie just before I-40 westbound from Sunny. I-40 westbound speeds about 70 miles an hour. Traffic's lightening up right here. Looks like they are still in the number 2, switching to the number 3 lane and back to the number 2 lane. Passenger is on the phone. Alright, we're coming up to 235 and I-35 southbound. Let you know which direction they go. Still in the middle lane right now. Speeds are 70 miles an hour.
You got the car radio switched over?
No, it's alright.
They put it out in I-40 in the same lane, right? Yeah, that's a 235 interchange right now.
Okay, still I-40. We're going past in the middle lane, I-40 westbound, approaching the pin exit. We're going to switch to the number 3 lane. We'll let you know what they do from here. Going all the way out to the outside lane. Looks like a firearm magazine just came out of the vehicle as well. That was I-40.
As the vehicle took the off-ramp near Penn Avenue, the tempo changed. The Jeep didn't just drift, It darted toward a side lane like it was hoping to vanish behind the city skyline. But by that point, officers were done waiting.
Coming to the 10 exit right now. We'll let you know what they do. They are going to get off on 10. Off on 10. Light traffic to no traffic, speeds 70 miles an hour. Looks like we're going to try to go northbound on 10. Northbound on 10. TBI, TBI, TBI. Turn back around. Hold on. Driver, he's bailing. Okay.
Once the dust settled, both occupants were in cuffs, and a firearm was recovered from inside the Jeep. The driver was identified as 34-year-old Dashcam Jefferson, a convicted felon with gang ties and an outstanding warrant out of Jackson County. He now faces multiple charges, including firearm possession and fleeing to avoid arrest. For someone already under the microscope, his high-speed decisions just made the spotlight even hotter. That might have been one suspect off the streets, but we're just getting started. Click over to our next video to witness Mustang drivers take fleeing to the next level. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more wild pursuits.